Welcome into the Friday Night 360 AZ preview show. Haley Stasiak and Jordan Ham breaking down the final week of the regular season. To get things started today, we've got 12 News sportscaster Bruce Cooper. Coop, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
We're great. To begin, you've been covering Arizona high school football for a while. How does this season stack up, as well as how does the talent stack up compared to years past?
Well, look, I've seen some outstanding NFL-laden talent in years past, and but I'll tell you what, this year is exciting to watch in terms of people that you hadn't heard of before that really stepped forward. I mean, one of the guys that really sticks out to me as a running back out at Hamilton. I mean, Jawhar Jordan. This guy has some electric feet, some electric moves, and what Big Manischewski and Hamilton have been able to do, and I don't have to chronicle what's taking place there. It's just nothing short of amazing. Here they are going into a big week with Chandler, the big city rivalry game, and here they are 7-2. Chance to really create a three-way tie, depending on what happens with the Perry game. So it is a season of quarterbacks, if you will. I mean, there's I've seen Alabama alone come in and try to offer two or three of our quarterbacks, Tyler Shuckett, Hamilton, Spencer Rattler out at Pinnacle, and Jacob Conover as well at Chandler. So this state is just loaded at that quarterback position, and it's exciting to watch.
When you look at the college football landscape right now, there are plenty of Arizona guys making noise. When you look at Christian Kirk or Mark Andrews, Brian Lewerke is winning games over at Michigan State. When you look at the guys that are doing it at the next level right now, was there a common trait between any of those guys, and who from this group in high school football currently are you excited to see play at the next level?
Well, look, Arizona has been producing some serious Division I and NFL caliber athletes for a number of years now. I mean, matter of fact, it does need great pride to see what Christian Kirk was able to do over at Texas A&M, because I have a colleague who's from Texas, and he just thinks Texas football is the absolute best. Well, I point out to him that Kyle Allen from Desert Mountain went over there and beat out a Texas high school player of the year at quarterback, and Christian Kirk went from Saguaro High School to SEC country, and he's the SEC Freshman of the Year. So yeah, I'm able to brag a little bit just based on what our kids are doing. But yeah, I think at the next level, from our current crop of quarterbacks here, look, Tyler Shuck is a guy that comes to mind. He's, I guess, recommitted or decommitted from one school. Now he's committed to Oregon, and he can really throw the ball around the field, do some exciting things. But the guy that I think is just the best high school player in the state this year is actually Gunnar Romney, the wide receiver at Chandler. I know Solomon Enos gets a lot of love for his size and speed ratio over at North Canyon, but I can tell you something. This goes back to last year when Chandler was playing in the national TV game against a Georgia state champion, and Romney just put on a show. I think this kid's hands are just the best in the state. I expect him to do super things over at BYU at the next level. So Gunnar Romney is a guy that I'm just probably more impressed with than anyone.
12 News sportscaster Bruce Cooper with us. Coop, what are your thoughts on State being in Tucson this year?
I'm not a fan. Well, look, most of the champions or the top teams are in the Valley, and so I just think just from a travel standpoint, from an attendance standpoint, that the games are better served here in the Valley. But look, I understand the situation when you start looking for locations where you can play. I know Arizona State's Sun Devil Stadium has some more renovation that it needs to undertake, and And like you can't always play every game at the University of Phoenix Stadium like they've been able to do with some of the big school championship games in the past, just based on the NFL schedule. So, I understand stadium availability becomes an issue, but to answer the question, I'm just not a fan.
When you guys over at Friday Night Fever do a great job putting on a show, it's always quick turns, but a lot of great action. I think what you guys do so well is catching the personality of the players and the teams, whether it's having them in studio or having Tressa out in the field. And, sometimes she gets swallowed up by the players at the end of her segment. But what moments kind of stick out to you from this year in terms of personality from these various high school players and coaches?
Well, let me tell you something. I always get a big kick out of Jeremy Hascock, the coach over at Desert Ridge. He's pretty special. But one of the big moments, I guess, is at Cactus High School. Cactus, the players were just so enthused, so excited, and I got to meet some of the people over at the Booster. The booster group there. The Cardinals donated a field at Cactus, and the mothers, part of the booster group, the mothers, they blessed the field before every home game, just to help ensure the safety of their players. I mean, it was really a special, tight, enthusiastic group. So Cactus really stands out as one of those memorable moments for the season for me.
Last week of the regular season, in your opinion, who is the team to watch as we head into the playoffs?
Wow. I'll tell you what, Centennial, I think they probably opened more eyes than anyone, just based on the fact that I believe they were third ranked in the nation at the time. St. Thomas Aquinas. It was a national TV game as well. And Richard Taylor and Centennial, they went out and they spanked them, shut them out, in fact, 12-0. And let me tell you something. Zidane Thomas is an absolute beast. My gosh, I think Centennial might be the best team in the state. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they also have something like maybe 4 or 5 shutouts this year. I mean, they get it done on both sides of the ball. They're very physical on both sides of the line. So, and I think the 5A actually has a number of teams that could vie for the championship. Queen Creek is another team in 5A that you have to watch out for because, I mean, you talk about physicality. I mean, they certainly strap up on the chin strap and really dig in deep in the dirt and get it done. But Chandler High School, the 6A, I'm going to give them the state championship from a repeat standpoint because I think they're getting a lot of their guys back healthy at the right time, and certainly that's a wide open division in terms of who can be state champion. I mean, Perry, Desert Ridge, Pinnacle, and certainly want to throw in Hamilton as well. I mean, it's wide open, but I really look for Chandler. If you look at the big school, look at Chandler to win the 6A, and I like Centennial in the 5A. And look, does Jason Munns and Saguaro ever lose in the state? But I like them in the 4A, so it's pretty interesting.
Thanks for coming on with us, Coop. It's always great chatting with you.
Well, I appreciate it. So, thanks so much.
Have a good one. Bruce Cooper there with 12 News. Always very plugged into the high school landscape. Great
just
stuff
the
there.
Best. He's the best, and a lot of those predictions I totally agree with.
I definitely second them.
And with Gunnar Romney, the best player in the state.
Very interesting there.
That's a name that may not be the first that's brought up, but this guy, I feel like he's always been underrated, even when he's putting up 1,300 yards, last season. And, the stats aren't quite there this year for all of Chandler because they've had a lot of injuries, but they continue to win football games, and the talent is definitely there. And I know I've said it before, I'll say it again. I saw this guy go up against national competition at the opening. He killed it in the Elite 11. He killed it at the opening. He opened a lot of eyes. And I don't think that that's a crazy claim that Coop is making at all. Gunnar Romney is a very special talent. And I 100% agree. I think BYU totally got a great football player in him.
When we come back, we're going to have our very own Eric Sorensen to break down the Northeast Valley schools, and then we'll break down our final week of the regular season. Keep it right here.